Friday!
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Hope y'all are doing well. And we are in the office at the moment,
Yep.
still moving in, getting everything situated at the moment. And we actually have one of our sales teams with us right now. Yori, you want to say hi?
Hello.
She's getting some work done.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to wish you guys the best Friday. We're coming up on
We didn't
4th
even
of
introduce
July.
ourselves. We gotta.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Megan with Don's Tree Service.
And I'm Donnie, the tree lady with Don's Tree Service, and you are checking out Tree Talk with Don's Tree Service.
Yeah. I'm just so hyped.
It is very, very hyped.
I'm so excited.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's a great day.
And we
Great
actually
day.
have a very interesting subject matter today.
Yes, we do.
So we literally talked about this before we started. It's soil saturation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
We talked.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna let her start, so I'm gonna get a stand so she can.
That would be great,
Yeah,
actually.
absolutely. Go ahead.
So, soil
Soil
saturation. We're talking about soil saturation today because of all the rain that we've been having. And the reason this is important is because as it rains more and then it heats up like crazy, the ground is still really, really wet. And so if we have winds or if that tree was already starting to die, it becomes even more dangerous because that ground is soft. That ground is, oh, okay, barely holding on. So something happens, another storm happens, and you have a tree fall. And we saw a lot of this happen in Augusta. Like whenever you have hurricanes or just prolonged storms or just storm after storm after storm, you see a lot more trees fall. One, because of the wind and the rain. But the reason is because when that rain settles and it just sits there, one, it can create root rot if it sits there for too long. And then two, because the ground is soft, trees can be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds. And you think about all those pounds just up on the top of the tree, and the ground can barely hold it. Oh, I got a little sand. That's so cute. Whoop.
It's a little stand.
Yeah. See, and Jeremy is actually here as well, and he wanted to say something about soil saturation.
Yeah, Jeremy, what were you saying about
Hey,
soil
so
saturation?
here's this fantastic concept. People are looking at trees right now. They're going, "Hey, hold on, actually, hold on." Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So people are looking at trees right now. They're saying, "Well, the tree's healthy." Yes, the tree is healthy. Question is, with soil saturation, as Megan was talking about earlier, when you've got so much water in the ground and we've got so much more water than we normally have, the amount of rain we've been getting consistently. It's not just rain one time. We're getting rain after rain after rain after rain. We did math the other day. Out of 3 months, we had 78 days of rain in the greater Atlanta metro.
Wow.
If you watch, construction jobs are being pushed back. We got all kinds of things being pushed back because of rain. And what's happening is in this Georgia clay, you get that much rain. You get clay saturated, clay gets wet, clay gets moist. Clay, thing about it, clay, it's what we mold when it's wet and moist. And if it's wet and moist, these thousands and thousands of pound trees. Figure, you look at some of the great big oaks around Georgia. Consider that's the size and weight of a Greyhound bus. Okay?
Way more than that. Depending.
Light. Maybe 2 Greyhound buses. But you've got Greyhound buses supported by something the size of about maybe, figure your living room couch is what's underground solid. Now, normal situations, that's great. What's happened over the last couple 70, 80, even 100 years, great, not a problem. But with this much rain, you want to be mindful. Is this going to be something that will be able to support this tree? Now, a lot of these trees are great. They're evenly balanced, no problem. Some of these trees have a little bit of a bend. Some of these trees have 70% or more of the weight on one side. And when that happens and you get that loose little bit down here, you got all of this weight being supported by something down here. What happens is called uprooting. If you ever see some bubbles coming up behind, you see like the soil itself is starting to bubble up and get bigger. That's called uprooting. When that happens, that's when we start to have problems with these big trees falling down. And if we can find out ahead of time what's going on, we can look at the soil, what's going on. We can look at the angle. We can look at the amount of the limb coverage that's on one side or the other. Then from there, we can help figure out, sometimes we can take some of the limbs out. We can help evenly distribute the weight of the tree. We can take some of the weight out of one side. And sometimes what we need to do is just remove the whole tree. But we want to do what's going to be safest for you and what's going to be best for the environment, whether it be near a school, near a street, near an apartment complex, near your house, near your business, parking lots. Right now, if you've got trees around a parking lot, please pay attention to that because we want to make sure that those are safe too. We do not want them falling on your customers' cars. And we don't want them falling on your cars because the last thing you want is to have all your employees in there. They've got everything's good. They've had a great day. And then all of a sudden, storm comes, boom. Not a great way to win friends and influence people. Okay, we want to take care of you. We want to take care of the folks you're working with. And right now, with all of this water that's in our soil, please, give us a call. Let us come and take a look at it. It doesn't cost anything for us to look at it, but you get peace of mind knowing what you've got in the ground, what you've got around your areas, and we're happy to come back as many times as you want us to.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I love. We love Jeremy. I am telling you. He's intense, but he gets the job done. And that's the thing, though. We're really passionate about proper tree care and keeping your trees healthy. And that's why we come to you every Friday, 9 o'clock. At least it's supposed to be 9, right? 9-ish, exactly. But we also want to answer some questions that we get periodically. And actually, I wouldn't even say periodically, but weekly, just common questions that people ask about their trees. And, for example, one of the questions we get, especially with it being so hot outside right now, people will say, hey, can I get my trees trimmed? Yes and no. It depends on the type of trimming. If you just want to trim your trees just to, keep them healthy and just do a little bit of light pruning, yes, we can do that. But as far as really heavy pruning, you want to wait till the dormant season. You want to wait till your late season, late fall. Even over the winter, we do some pruning and cleaning out, doing crown cleaning. But it's just more important to pick when you cut your trees or when you trim your trees because it's not always good. In fact, it's generally not good to do heavy pruning when it's really, really hot outside. Just not a great idea. But if there's a tree limb or something that needs to be trimmed away from a building, or you've got low limbs that are hanging over a structure or over your parking, you want to get that taken care of. And you can do that any time of year. Or if you've just got dead limbs in the tree, you can do that any time of year. So those are important things to know. What's one of the questions that you get?
What to look for after a storm? And he's crooked. What I wanted to mention and just point out is after a storm, if a tree doesn't fall and it's good to go, that is great. But something that you do want to look at is if you have any what we call widowmakers. So just branches throughout the canopy that have broken and are just sort of hanging on by a limb, because those are really dangerous. You can just be walking along and then all of a sudden a limb freaking falls on you. And you don't want that. So something just fell. It was like a water bottle.
It wasn't a tree.
No, it wasn't a tree. But after a storm, just look up in your trees, double check. If you want us to come by and do an inspection, be happy to. Yeah. And it's just making sure you don't have anything dangerous in your yard. So,
or your neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
I will tell you, there have been times I'm out, somebody's like, hey, I wanted you to take a look at my trees, but I'm really not worried about that tree over there. We can take a look at that one too. If we're giving you an assessment, it's for your safety, also for their well-being. We do this thing as a community. What?
Can I have?
Of course. Here, I'll give you your own.
We are real people here.
I'm really good.
Yeah. One of the things, and like Donnie was talking about just a second ago, consider every time we've got seasons, trees have like this tidal relationship. And tidal, I mean by in the spring and summer, it's imagine the tide coming out. And then the fall and the winter, tide coming back in. And the tree's reaching out and it's having all this growth and these things going on, and it's pushing and it's wanting to reach out and have flower and bloom and have all these flowers. And as it's coming back in the fall and winter, it's having those, where it's getting strong and it's getting sort of into its shell. When we do the heavy really great shaping and things like that. That's in that fall and winter time when it's reaching out. We can do safety year round.
Yes.
We can do safety. Safety is first and foremost. Year round we do that. But when we're having these moments where we're trimming for safety, let's do that first. But the shaping, the beautiful shaping, that really. But we can do a good bit of trimming and making things pretty throughout the year.
And we like making things pretty. We really like making things pretty. Also, we come to you on Fridays because if you have questions, we want to be able to answer your questions also. And then also just bring a little fun, a little humor, and you get a chance to know us a little bit. Once again, I'm Doni. You got Megan. Obviously, you got Jeremy here. And Yuri. Yuri's there too. But we want to get to know you. And now, if you do have questions, just drop them below in the comments and we will answer them. And just keep tuning in weekly. We love meeting you and getting to know you. It means a lot to us that you engage with us. And it just helps us to know what to talk about every week. So once again, thank you for tuning in to Tree Talk at Don's Tree Service. And if you do need us, our number is 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. All right, you have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.